The workspace in Illustrator refers to the overall appearance of your working environment. Workspaces allow you to customize the arrangement of panels in Illustrator and provide a means for you to save that appearance and reset it when needed. This is one of the most underutilized, time-saving features that Illustrator has to offer. Let's take a look at workspaces and how they work. I just have a file open on my computer right now. It's boy.ai, but you can actually follow along without a file open at all. Now, the workspace's most obvious location is right up here in the upper right-hand corner. You'll notice that currently on my computer it says Essentials. If you click on that workspace button, you'll notice we have a bunch of different predefined workspaces that have already been set up for you. So for example, if we go to the painting workspace, that workspace is going to readjust to change the appearance of the panels and show you how this workspace looks. In addition, you can click on the drop-down menu again, and we can choose the tracing workspace. That's going to readjust to reflect that change. And you can experiment on your own with a lot of these other workspaces as well. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Essentials workspace. And if you ever want to make sure that it's at the predefined settings, you can click on the drop-down menu and choose Reset, whichever workspace you chose. So these are all of the pre-created workspaces that are available to you. However, one of the great things about Illustrator is the ability to customize your own workspace. So for example, let's say I like these panels, but I want to add some panels over here that I like to work with. So for example, if I go to the window menu, I'm going to come down and choose Align, because this is a panel that I use quite often. So I'm going to click on the Align tab. I'm going to go ahead and drag this down here and drop it next to or below these other panels. And the Pathfinder and Transform, they go along with it as well. So let's go ahead and drag them down too. And if I drag right on top of the button, it'll kind of group them together. So that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and add another one. I'm going to go to Window, and I'm going to come down to Image Trace, because I love this new feature and this new panel that they've added in CS6. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and I can really customize this however I want. If I wish, I could go ahead and drag this to the left of the other panels, and now this docks it at that location. So what I may want to do is click on the double arrow to change that to like a button view, and now I have a nice big button that I can click on to show me the contents of that panel. Let's do one more. Go ahead and go to the window menu, and I like to see my document info periodically, so I'm going to open that. I'm going to go ahead and drag this tab over here, and we'll put this way at the top because I like to be able to just click on that when I need to. And if you do a lot of print layout, this attributes panel can be pretty useful because we can overprint fills and strokes of objects. So I'm just going to drag this one up here. And then we'll go ahead and collapse that to a single button view. I'll just hover my cursor along the right edge and snap it. So let's assume that this is the workspace that I like to use. What I'm going to do is come up here to the Workspace button, and I'm going to choose New Workspace. And what that's going to do is allow me to give this workspace a name. So I'm going to give this a workspace. I'm going to call this V2B Workspace. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Now, what I've done is I've saved this workspace. You can see that I have a brand new workspace I've created, and it has been saved for me to reuse. So as an example, if you click on that drop down, I'm going to choose Essentials. And then if we click the button again, I'm going to choose Reset Essentials, and that's going to reset it back to the Essentials workspace. But if I click that drop down again, and I choose the new workspace that I created, it resets it to the way that I like to work. Not only do I create a workspace for the general working that I do, but I like to create a workspace for the different types of tasks that I do. For example, different things that I perform, such as drawing or painting, or when I'm doing technical illustrations, there's panels that I like to use. So this is a great way to utilize those workspaces. As you can see, workspaces help you to stay organized by allowing you to customize the appearance of the application to your liking. After working with Illustrator, you'll develop a preference as to where you like your panels to live. When you do, be sure to save a workspace so you can always get back to that state when you need to.